Welcome back to XFL Fan Schweiger's Den. And I have been wanting to do an episode on the rock band Blondie for a long time. I have a lot of collectibles from Blondie. Now, they were a punk band that came out of the 70s into the 80s and 90s, and they're still going today. And some people tried to peg them down for a punk band, and sure, they were a punk band, but they were one heck of a band, let me tell you. And I'm talking about the best album out of the punk scene was Parallel Lines. And it's this album right here, and it's the one that really kicked the door in for those guys. Songs like Heart of Glass and Picture This, Pretty Baby. I mean, there were so many of them on here. Caroline is one of the best albums ever made, I do believe. And this is a really good collection of them guys. The Platinum Blonde collection, which is really cool. Now, there are songs on there that you would not believe, like Ex-Offender, In the Flesh, Man Overboard, Ripper to Shreds, Dennis, Contact and Red Square, Kung Fu Girls, I'm on the E, I'm always touched by your presence, dear. Detroit 442, Picture This, Fade Away and Radiate. I'm gonna love you too, just go away, hanging on the telephone. Heart of Glass, Rifle Range, 1159, Sunday Girl. I know but I don't know, one way or another, dreaming, sound asleep, living in the real world. And on disc 2 is Union City Blue, one of my favorites. The Hardest Part, Atomic, Die Young, Stay Pretty, Slow Motion, Call Me, The Tide is High, and on and on and on. Dragonfly, War Child, another one of my favorite songs, Little Caesar. And it's one heck of a collection, guys. It is really something. If you get a chance to get a good collection, get Platinum Blonde, the Platinum Blonde collection by Blondie. It is really a good collection. I have other collector's items here that it's just so much of it that I have. And this here is something I purchased when she was doing the World Domination Tour, which it is one of her garter belts from 2003, which I purchased. It was one of those items. It's got her name on the garter belt. It's really cool. It's a very cool collectible. I have to show you some of this other stuff that I have, but I can't get to it all. There's just so much stuff here that here's another good collection here that Blondie, Sight and Sound. Which a lot of their hits, and then a lot of the B-sides and other collectibles like that. But really awesome. Let's see if I can show you the booklet here, if I can get it out. This is from the Platinum Blonde collection. It shows images. believe me, this ain't just another female band or a band that. This band rocks, man. Let me tell you. All kinds of images. Outtakes from the cover of Parallel Lines. Debbie Harry, lead singer for Blondie, also has gotten some really good films under her belt, where she played in Roadie, she played in Videodrome, Hairspray, Union City, just to name a few of her movies. Another outtake with a white dress on. Very cool, guys, very cool. And Blondie was a very cool band coming out of the 70s going into the 80s. There was a lot of other punk bands there coming out. You had the Clash, you had the Sex Pistols and the Ramones, and a lot of other punk bands coming out of the 70s going into the 80s. But no band stuck out to me more than Blondie did. They, not just because of their hits, but because their stick-to-itiveness, to stick to things. Now this is a solo album that Debbie Harry did called Cuckoo. It's unopened, and it's really cool, collectible. Another solo album of hers. It just keeps getting better and better with these guys, I'm telling you. But there's some collectible stuff here that I have that I just don't know how to show you. Here's the best of Blondie. And it's got Heart of Glass and Dreaming, The Tide is High, In the Flesh, Sunday Girl, Hanging on the Telephone, Rapture, One Way or Another, I'm Always Touched by Your Presence, Dear, Call Me, Atomic, and Ripper to Shreds. Two really great albums. And I got a couple. I have signed photos of her downstairs that I did not bring up here. These are just CDs, albums, and singles, and rare photos and collectibles. But someday I'll have to get my autographs out and show you some of them. But I just wanted to show some of these collectibles and Parallel Lines and her garter belt, which is awful cool. And this is some images of them guys that I have framed on my wall. And these photos are right from their fan club. Which I doubt if you can get anymore. There's Jimmy Destry and Clem Burke, Chris Stein, and the official fan club card, the oversized one, which the oversized cards are very rare now. Here's a very rare photo from way back in the early 80s. It's the original artist's first generation print, which is really cool. That's some of my collectibles of Blondie, guys. And one of the best albums, Parallel Lines. For XFL fan Schweiger's Den.